Over the last 11 months, I've ran 2 marathons with a third coming up in December, all the while creating my own business, spending time with my family and my wife, going on a couple of vacations, and practicing my hobbies and skills. So whether you're as busy as me or even busier, I'm going to give you the ultimate guide on how you can run a marathon within the next 4 months while working a full-time job. Let's get into it. Edward Stanley famously said, "Those who don't make time for exercise will eventually have to make time for illness." Very morbid, I know, but it's the truth and we can't ignore it. You might already be exercising, just maybe not as much as you'd like or as much as you'd need to run a marathon. Or maybe you're struggling to find time to run and it feels like everything in life is overwhelming and is piling on top of you. Now, it's no surprise that training for a marathon is a big commitment, but it's nowhere near as big of a commitment as you think it is. Let me break it down to help you understand this. So generally for a marathon, you need about 1 to 2 months of base training. With the base training, you only need to run 15 to 30 minutes every other day, walk where you need. This is just to get your body and your muscles and your bones used to the impact of running. Next, get a race time predictor calculator. I'll link one in the description below, and pop in a recent race or run you've done, and now it's going to calculate what your goal time for your marathon would be. You could, if you wanted to, be really ambitious and strive for a faster time than this, but don't get your heart set on this, even though it's a really admirable goal to have. Next, take this goal marathon time and type in on Google marathon plans for this goal time. For example, if it was calculated that I'd run a marathon in 4 hours, I would type in marathon training plan for a 4-hour marathon. Now, even with the most extreme marathon plans, you'll only be running a maximum of 6 days a week. You'll still have a day of rest. And usually you'll be running for about 45 minutes on average. You'll have a long run at the end of the week. You'll probably have some sort of speed interval training midweek. And then the rest of the runs should usually be quite short and manageable, achievable runs. Next, you want to factor in a couple of core workouts. Each week, I actually have a 5-minute and a 10-minute core workout on my channel, so go check that out. And a couple of strength training workouts each week. You only need, 30 minutes with some weights, and it's just doing some exercises that you found online. It helps to prevent injury. So on average, you'll only really need an hour to an hour and a half a day. I'm sure you've got that. Really, if we're taking our longevity seriously, everyone should be doing an hour of exercise a day. You might have kids, you might have family and work responsibilities. That's okay. You can still fit that hour in. You don't have to do that hour all at once. You could do 15 minutes in the morning, half an hour in the afternoon, and 15 minutes in the evening. There are ways you can make it manageable and achievable even with a really busy and packed calendar. So now I'm going to give you the ultimate guide to run a marathon even with a full-time job. I call this the minimalist marathon system. This idea is from the incredible author James Clear from the book Atomic Habits. Basically, what you want to do is block in the same workout block for your marathon training every single day of the week or whenever you are doing your marathon training. Block it in your calendar, whether you have a physical or digital, it doesn't matter. Block it in, and just by telling yourself, I will do my running, do my marathon training for this hour on these days in this place, outdoors, in the park, wherever, you're way more likely to stick to that habit just by making that verbal commitment to yourself. Now, you might be different, but for me, mornings usually work best because nobody needs me in the mornings. My clients don't need me in the mornings. It's a nice quiet time to do it. And also, working out in the morning is a great way to set yourself up for the day and get you feeling energized. That's in the calendar, and now you have to take that seriously. It's a commitment, and don't let anyone book you out for that hour. Obviously, things come up and you'll have to move things around every now and then, but just try and stick to that hour block every single day. And the same applies for your core and strength workouts. You only need to do 2 core workouts a week and 2 strength workouts a week. Block those in. Your core workouts only need to be 10 to 15 minutes. So 2 of those a week. They can be right after your run or right before. And then 2 30-minute-ish strength training workouts are also going to really benefit you, mainly for injury prevention, but they can also help you get a faster time. And by the way, if going to a gym is too time consuming and is not in your budget right now, that's okay. you can get a couple of at-home dumbbells and kettlebells, and there are YouTube videos on strength training workouts you can do with a couple of dumbbells and a couple of kettlebells. Number 2 is prepare for your run the night before. So do all the things that's going to make it easier to stick to your habit. When you wake up and get out of bed, it might be really cold. You might be really tired. Your body might be screaming to you, I don't want to run, I don't want to run. But if you've set out your shoes, your running clothes, your sunscreen, your bottle of water the night before, you're way more likely to go put your clothes on, go put your shoes on, have a drink of water, and get out there and go running. So set out whatever you need for your next day run the night before. Turn that into a habit. Do that every single night, and sticking to your marathon plan will be so much easier. Number 3 is assign your longest runs to your quietest days. It sounds obvious, but things come up and we maybe don't check our marathon plan as much as we need to, and then we wake up on our busiest day of the week and it says we've got a 15-mile run, and we're thinking, oh, that's going to take me a couple of hours. I don't have time for that today. So plan ahead, pick what your quietest day is. Hopefully it stays the same each week. For me, it's Sunday, and that way I can ensure that I'm always going to stick to it. Number 4 is reward yourself. Now, you can choose how you reward yourself. Ideally, make the reward something that's going to help you in your marathon training. Maybe it's taking yourself and your family out for a coffee. Maybe it's you get a piece of cake. Whatever boosts your joy and is going to make your brain associate sticking to all of your training days with a good thing, like a reward. Step 5 is eat well, sleep well. These 2 things are so underrated when it comes to marathon training. If you can get 8 to 9 hours of sleep every single night, your body is going to recover so much better, and you are going to become a way stronger runner, meaning you're going to be able to complete your marathon, hopefully injury-free, and even faster than if you were only getting 6 or 5 hours of sleep a night. Eat well, because your nutrition is everything. Try and consume 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every single day. If this gets a little bit difficult, get some protein powder. I have some whey protein powder that in 1 scoop packs 30 grams of protein. Protein is one of the most important supplements we can take, not just for bodybuilders, but also for runners. The protein heals our broken down muscles. It helps us recover stronger. You want to hydrate with a minimum of 2 liters of water every day. Not only will you be losing this water on your runs, but also 2 liters or more of water every day is just so good for the care and maintenance for your body. You also want to be taking some electrolytes every single day. You ever seen it when someone's really sweaty outside and you can see the salt crystallizing on their face? Well, that salt has actually been drawn out from their body. We need this salt to keep us healthy, awake, and exercising safely. You can replace these salts using electrolytes. There's lots on Amazon, really cheap. It also gives you a great boost of energy in the morning. Make sure you take electrolytes, especially on your longer runs, because you will lose a lot of salt. And when you lose salt on long runs, you will cramp up. And also on your long runs, make sure you have some snacks and some gels on you just to keep your energy and glucose levels nice and optimum, because if you start having a glucose crash, you're going to feel just absolutely exhausted and depleted on your runs, and it will become a miserable experience. We want to keep this sustainable and enjoyable, so you're more likely to continue running for the rest of your life. But if we don't look after ourselves by eating enough, we're going to feel really rubbish. As a runner, you need to be eating lots, okay? You really need to be consuming enough calories, especially training for a marathon. You are going to burn so many calories. The main lesson here is if you're looking after your body through hydration, sleep, and good diet, you're going to be a much happier and healthier runner. But if you don't look after yourself this way, training for a marathon is going to be a miserable experience. So please get your nutrition, sleep, and hydration in check before you even think about running a marathon. And number 6, finally, is be kind to yourself. You can miss a training day. Things come up. But what I find really helps is also from Atomic Habits, the 2-day rule, which James Clear states that missing 1 day of the habit is absolutely fine, but when you miss 2 days, you're way more likely not to stick to the habit. From the productivity genius Ali Abdaal, there was a study done on students that found that the ones who were kinder and more forgiving to themselves when they, missed some studying, for example, were the ones who are actually more productive. I believe the same can be said for training for a marathon. The kinder you are to yourself for any marathon training days that you've missed, the more likely you will be to stick to the training plan and actually do the marathon. Running 1, 2, or even 3 marathons this year is completely doable if you implement this minimalist marathon system. At the end of the day, we're not our dreams, our goals, or even our thoughts. We are our daily actions. If you can get in 1 hour of training every single day with your 9-to-5 job, you can definitely run a marathon. You will absolutely smash it, and also you will become an absolute legend at the place you work. Everyone's going to be so impressed with you. Now, if you're really serious about running a marathon and you want actionable tips to optimize your day-to-day fitness and health, then you are going to love my free weekly newsletter. It's less than a 5-minute read. It's super chill and casual, and it gives you some actionable tips, some life updates from me, and some motivation for your week. So you can sign up to that using the link in the description below. I know that this video here is absolutely going to help you smash your running goals. If you found this video helpful at all whatsoever, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will see you out there on the running track. Until next time, take care.